Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope everybody is doing well. Got a story that I want to share with you. It is about Papa meeting with the Pope, and it is very important to me. I'll just say that. I feel like this is a piece of the awakening and the B system forming that a lot of the people in the community are not really talking about. They're sleeping on. For me, I think it's really important considering that we know that, um, the Romans had a huge role in taking the Torah, transliterating it, pulling out what they wanted to pull out, uh, changing dates, times, seasons, Sabbath, creating pagan gods for Yah's people to worship. I really think that these stories about the Pope are vitally important, especially where end time prophecy is concerned, because they are vested. They have an interest in keeping us asleep. They have an interest in hiding the truth. And I just feel like in the awakening, this is one of those areas that we just don't talk about enough. And so I keep an eye on what's happening, because I know that um, church and state are merged in America, and in the West in particular. We're really all over the globe. The Catholic Church has a hand in all governments. They have a relationship with all kings, and they have a vested interest in keeping people asleep and confused, and history uh, misconstrued, in order to, I guess, facilitate this final world war, this final age that, we're at the end of an age, and to just bring about end times, what has been prophesied in the book of Revelation. I think we're in those times, and I really think that our people are not paying attention to the role that the Vatican and the Pope, in particular this Pope, has in ushering in the new global order. So let's get into it. So it says, White House says Biden will visit Pope Francis and Meloni in final international trip of his presidency. President Joe Biden will travel to Italy next month to meet with Pope Francis and top Italian officials for what is expected to be the final international trip of his presidency. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said Thursday that Biden will also meet with Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and President Sergio Mattarella during the January 9th through 12th trip. I think the timing is significant because it's after all the portals are opened up. The portals are, to be open, I think, beginning on Christmas Eve, and the last day is January 6th. So I would say, we could look for anything to happen in between now and that time, especially with all the drones flying, the orbs. People are, real or not, talking about it on social media. It's being crafted to stoke fear. And I just feel like this is the beginning of woes for us. I see the bird flu is raising up again. Disease X is in the Congo. They're destroying birds and cows because raw milk is bad. So a lot of things are happening. World War III is kicking up. Uh, you just name it. We got Code 45 coming into office and stuff happening. A temporary bill spending bill was passed. Um, it's just a lot of stuff happening. And I think this is going to be a critical time that we read more than we listen to stuff on social media. Not saying that you don't do it, but I think we need to read more bills because things are going to be coming out quickly that, people are not going to be paying attention to because we all, the things that they want us to watch are going to be the things that we focus on. So I really, really and truly don't want anyone to sleep on what's happening right now. I think this is a critical time for us. And because a lot of black people are not buying into these last day deceptions when it comes to um, the alien agenda, I think it's going to be, they're watching us. So we got to watch them. And they have more than one plan. They have more than one way to get us and take us out and keep us distracted. And so they're going to do that. But in order for this big thing that they're going to spend all this money and all this time on to work, they got to deceive a lot of people, including us. So a lot of old people ain't going to buy it, but I think a lot of young people will, because a lot of young people have been raised on video games and Stranger Things and all these other witch sci-fi shows, stuff on Nickelodeon, stuff on Disney. So it's just going to be a very interesting time, and we have to see what the divide is going to look like and see how things shake out. But I do think this is a critical moment, and we should not take it lightly. So it says Biden accepted Francis's invitation. So that means the Pope invited him to come to the Vatican during a phone call Thursday, according to the White House, which is significant. So why is the Pope inviting him now? He getting ready to leave office. He doesn't really have any power to do much of anything, but yet he's fielding a call and going to visit. So I don't think this is just any old visit. Quote, the president thanked the Pope for his continued advocacy to, listen, alleviate global suffering. Global, one world, whole world, including his work to advance human rights and protect religious freedoms, the White House said in a statement. That's not anything that the Most High should, representative of the Most High should be doing. You're there to protect the Bible, not everybody's freedom. You don't care what anybody else does. You only care about what Christians and Christians and Catholics do, not anybody else. So again, you just see, if you start breaking things down and thinking about who they work for, what they're supposed to do, our Bible, our laws, their 10 commandments, our 10 commandments, you see there's like nothing aligning, which is scary because most people do not see it. Jean Pierre said Biden and Francis, quote, will discuss efforts to advance peace around the world. Peace and safety, sudden destruction. Okay? I want y'all to keep that in your mind. Peace and safety. That's what we're looking for. Peace and safety. They told you don't have to worry about nothing with them drones. That's what they said. Why you don't have to worry about nothing? How they know? You don't have to worry about nothing with the orbs. Everything gonna be fine. She said Biden intends to use his final meeting with Meloni to discuss important challenges facing the world and to thank her for Italy's leadership as the country's winds up its year-long rotating presidency at the Group of Seven. Overseas visits this late in the U.S. presidency aren't typical, which is why it raised my eyebrow, because I'll be watching. You don't hardly see this. The last president to travel overseas in the final month of presidency was fellow one-termer George H.W. Bush, who traveled in early January 1993 to Moscow to sign a nuclear treaty and to Paris for talks with French President Francois Mitterrand about the Bosnian War, according to State Department historical records. So, I want y'all to pay attention to what is happening. It says Biden, a practicing Roman Catholic, doing the business of the beast, last met privately with Francis earlier this year while in Italy for the G7 leaders meeting. He also met with Francis at the Vatican in 2021 when they had a wide-ranging conversation about climate change, poverty, and the coronavirus pandemic. Their warm conversation also touched on the loss of the president's adult son, Beau, who died of cancer in 2015, and included jokes about aging well. Biden's support for abortion rights and same-sex marriage has put him at odds with many U.S. bishops, some of whom have suggested he be denied communion. So everybody is not going along with their program. And, again, their fruit are falling from their tree. They're showing you what they believe in, and it's counter to what the Bible says. And so a lot of Catholics are not for that. But following the Vatican meeting in 2021, Biden said Francis called him a good Catholic who should keep receiving communion. So if y'all, I ain't gonna say nothing. Just let that meditate in the crevices of your heart and your mind so that you will understand what we're dealing with, what we are up against. Biden is set to arrive after the Vatican begins the Holy Year, which officially opens on Christmas Eve. Holy Years are generally celebrated every 25 to 50 years, and over the centuries have been used to encourage the faithful to make pilgrimages to Rome to pray at the tombs of St. Peter and Paul and obtain an indulgence. The ancient church tradition related to the forgiveness of sins that roughly amounts to a get out of purgatory free card. So these pilgrimages, people are going there and asking for forgiveness of sins when the only person who can forgive them of sins is the Most High. So again, y'all see how fool this is? This is what people gonna be doing next year in 2025. So it's really important that we understand how many people in the world are deceived and how many people just don't get it. And this is why it's important for you to study. This is why it's important for you to understand who's who and why you can't follow everybody. Why you got to learn and study for yourself. Why you got to ask for discernment so that you know what you know. Like, this stuff is just crazy right now. Pilgrims who pass through the holy door of St. Peter's Basilica can obtain the indulgence, and the Vatican is expecting some 32 million people will flock to Rome over 2025 to participate in the pilgrimage. Probably going to be more than that because, after they start unleashing all kinds of stuff, folks going to be going over there thinking, oh, I got to go over here and get my life together if they can get there. Or they're going to be trying to get into a Catholic church or any church without recognizing that that's not how you get forgiveness. That's not how you're going to get forgiveness for your sins. And there's no such thing as no get out of purgatory free card. So anyway, I just want to share this with y'all. It is so ridiculous what's going on right now. But we got to keep watch. We have to watch all these things. And as you can see, these people are on the same team. We don't got no friends. We don't have no friends. And Israel is in trouble. Our people are in trouble and we don't even know. So, with that said, please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, and keep watch. Keep prepping, keep praying, keep seeking the Most High, because what is going to happen is folks are going to be deceived, lost, and angry when they find out that they had plenty of time to learn the truth and they didn't. And they had time to get the truth from people like us and they refused it. They passed right by it. So study, y'all. Study, study, study. Understand who the adversary is, and do not take anything for granted, because these people ain't playing with us. They are for real, for real. Throwing everything in the kitchen sink at us. So we just have to be ready. I honestly think this is getting ready to open up a can of worms for us. It's going to be a lot of chaos coming, a lot of death, a lot of destruction. The woes are coming. I just think this is um, an in-person meeting that can be held privately, because it's a religious institution in a totally different country where the Vatican is, and a lot of things can be said and done and planned and no one know about it. That's just my 2 cents. Anyway, it shall be revealed. Tinfoil Hat Chronicles continues. All right, love y'all, and I'm out.